What's up, everybody? It's Buffalo Ben 15 Golf back at it again. And today we are at FIELDSTONE Golf Club out in Auburn Hills, Michigan. Finally, it took me long enough. I think it was a guy named Blake who kept pestering me about it in the comments. Blake, I'm sorry. It took me long enough. To the rest of you guys, I know you wanted to see this too. One of the best public courses in Metro Detroit. I know it wasn't the greatest day for golf. It was about 48 degrees and makes those 6,400 yards play a lot longer, right? So let's see if we can break 80 at the course I work at. I don't know if I can. We'll see. I unfortunately was not able to get an angle on this drive. I don't know. I just didn't want my boss seeing me film, I guess. I don't know. Maybe a little bit paranoid, but I hit it way to the right, so you didn't miss anything. Yeah. Honestly, good thing it's November because this grass is kind of dead. The grass was kind of dormating, if that's even a word. I know that you guys know what I mean, but at the same time, definitely a little bit lucky that the grass was not as high as it usually is. There's some higher stuff behind me, but luckily I didn't go in it, and I take advantage of my luck.
I mean, I don't think we could have done much better out of there.
Shot. Oh my goodness. I wish I had the shot tracer on that one. I don't know why I didn't. But nevertheless, we got ourselves a birdie opportunity on the first hole. This is actually stroke hole 1 as well. You just couldn't give it to me, could you? All right, that's okay.
Still, par's pretty solid.
Me sort of jokingly saying, "Oh my gosh, why did you do this to me?"
These are a little bit further back today.
Still absolutely over the moon that I parred that hole.
I guess they
that is gaining a stroke on the field right there. That hole is tough. That is one of the smallest greens on the course. It slopes away from you, big plateaued green. So, well, not big, but it's like a big drop-off on all sides, so that was definitely a tough one. And on this one, I kind of just missed the mark on this 7-iron here a little bit. I probably should have just tried to hit the 8-iron that I had hit on the previous hole and gotten onto the front of the green. But, I mean, 2 is a huge green. I don't know if you guys saw, but in the beginning of the video, that picture, that was actually the one from the website, one of them that I took, but the one from the website is actually this hole. I believe it's the largest green on the course. I could be wrong, but as far as I know, it's the largest green on the course. So, I don't know, I was thinking maybe I should go 8-iron, but the wind wasn't with me and the tees were playing back a little bit. So, I tried to hit a 7 and I just pulled it a little bit. So after a really tough short-sided chip shot, I mean, at Fieldstone, this is about the best you're going to do with short-sided chip shots, is these little 25-footers back the other way.
That's pretty solid.
And that was actually a pretty slick one down the hill as well.
No 3 putts today, Pete.
So
no 3 putts
I actually
today.
did a pretty good job to 2-putt that.
I'm telling you, these are some of the best yardage signs I've ever seen. Very detailed, very accurate. And here we go, short par 4.
Figured I'd show you the yardage signs here. I think they're very nice. And so is this drive. This is a real good one. I don't know if you guys saw water down that right side, but when that came off my face, I thought it was gone.
It wasn't even funny.
But we hit a good one.
So yeah, guys, this is the course that I work at. FIELDSTONE Golf Club. Had some time before class today. Figured why not. And yeah, really, really nice course. I don't know if you can tell, but those tee markers, they actually got the name of the place on here, so that's cool. Yeah, there's that water I was talking about. Having the I thought I sliced it so bad into the water but luckily we stayed out of it. Playing okay so far, 1 over through 2 holes, and which is substantially better than I usually do, so well done for that, I guess. Still a lot of golf left though, can't get cocky just yet.
This is definitely one of my favorite holes on the golf course. Water all the way down the right side. This just because it's only 307 does not mean that this course or that this hole is easy. Let me tell you something. At Fieldstone, there are no easy holes, all right? Par is not a given on any of these. You have got to hit 2 good shots if you want to have a good chance at par on most of these holes. 137 slope, everybody. Yeah, they're not messing around here, all right? So my first putt here is definitely the worst shot of the 3 so far on this hole. As I kind of zoom it by about 6 feet. Honestly, I expected the greens to be a little bit slower than usual in this. I mean, I was hitting them with a little bit more pace than I usually would need for these greens. Like in the summer, these greens are super fast. And to be honest, I didn't view that much of a difference between summer and November greens at Fieldstone. I mean, I don't know, this place tarps their greens over on the winters. They sand them, they seed them, they aerate them, they do everything they need to do, and they do a real good job at it. And dang, what a treat it was to work here, I'll tell you that. Definitely, I can't think of really any other course that I could have worked at that could have been better than this one, in my area anyway. I mean, of course I could have gone to Devil's Ridge, but that would have been way too much of a drive for me.
So the green is right through there.
I ain't going to spend that much gas money at 18 years old.
Just a punch-out shot here.
Although I am going to spend an extra shot here punching out after a horrible captain hook on the 4th tee shot. I don't know, it's weird because
all right,
sometimes it's gonna be a big old hook and I know it's coming because my miss is a hook and I can feel that. But sometimes maybe whenever I don't feel the hook miss, I automatically assume it's gonna be a slice, which is kind of what I did on 3 maybe a little bit. So I don't know. I do that a lot with my golf game, though. Like, you'll see my reactions to these shots. Sometimes they're kind of like, I kind of scoff at them a little bit. But
just pushed it a little bit.
I mean,
that's all out.
They're not that bad when I go back and look at it. Like, maybe it's just like a circumstantial sort of thing. Like, maybe leaving a putt 20 feet long, 2.5 feet short. If it was for birdie, like, my reaction would suck, but looking back at it, I mean, it's a decent enough putt that you're not going to miss the par, you know? So I'll do stuff like that. Here's a good lag putt while we're on the topic of putting.
All right.
I've had good putting today so far.
It's all right.
That 2 putt on 3 was clutch. And this is another hole where you got to putt well. Your work is never done on these holes. 345 yard par 4. Made it to the second fairway. The fairway splits into 2 with a cart path about 250 out from the tee. So I just barely got over that. So I was really pumped to be in that second fairway. That's always my goal with that driver, is always to knock one silly to that second fairway. Leave myself a short wedge in onto one of the more tricky greens, I would say. And I hit a good one. A little bit left, but I don't know about pin high. Maybe a 3 yards short of pin high. But still, 2 good shots. Made short work of this hole so far. That's what we need to do. That's how sub-40s happen, is boring golf. Boring par golf. Green in regulation. Fairway in regulation. And definitely not race car putts. Oh my gosh. That was the worst putt of the round. Usually I don't get spoilers, but that was really bad. That putt, I started off 20 feet away, and this ball ended up 13 feet past the hole when I paced it off. So a big comebacker the other way. Oh, it doesn't matter when the mid-range putting's on fire, does it? Oh, man, what a turn of events there. Oh, my goodness. The putter is officially white hot, I should say. Oh, my goodness. How about that shot? Oh, my goodness. So there was a par there. We're still at +2. 498-yard par 5. I hit a 4-iron off the tee. Number one, because you can't go for it anyway. It's like three. You see where those trees are on the right? They're 320 out from the tee, and you need to carry those to make it to that second fairway. And so even though this is only 498 yards, this plays as a true par 5, as you have to clear water not once, but twice. Here's the first time I have to clear water, which goes amazingly well. Great 5-wood, slightly above my feet. I hit it excellent. Good enough to put it on the thumbnail, right? You saw that one earlier. You knew this one would be good.
That was actually a tough shot because there's a forced carry on this one as well.
Just trying to show you guys how long it was to carry.
Was.
Probably not the best idea using
141 it looks
off
like.
the tee.
In this wind with that side hill lie, that was harder than it looked.
So now we're gonna clear water for the second time here. And I used 4-iron also partially because there's a par 3 coming up where I'm gonna need it. So I might as well get that sharp because that par 3's over water as well. Over water, out of bounds to the right, woods to the left, out of bounds long. Now we're going to have even more pressure on that shot because we absolutely choke and we throw away pretty much all the progress we made up to this point in one single shot. Oh, man. So now at this point, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, as you can see, really tried to pick that one clean, kind of a Bryson DeChambeau-looking swing there. I was not going to chunk that ball again. I was so scared to chunk that ball again. Oh, my goodness. So, I look back and I think any other hole I would have chunked that and it would have just ended up short and I'd been chipping. But nope, it just had to be the one hole where I can't do that. My luck sucks. The Sabres' luck sucks. They had a disallowed goal against the Rangers tonight. I was so mad when I saw it. You know Boston would have gotten away with it. You know NYR would have gotten away with it. Oh, man. What are you going to do? All right. So, keeping going here. Now we're down to +4. Definitely not in as good of a spot as we were. Really wanted to break 40, and now it looks like it's really not going to happen. And this drive also flirts with water.
I think it's a 250 carry to get over that water on that right side. It comes in a little bit, like hit it kind of over there. I was listening real hard for a tree. I didn't hear any, so we're probably okay. But I wouldn't count on it. There's the marsh, and there's the ball. By about 10 yards, I want to say. We just made it. Hey, good thing I got a crusher off that drive. Sometimes crushing it helps you out. Let that wind carry it a little bit.
As you guys could see, saved by the downwind. This is the one thing that was making this hole at least a little bit more manageable, was a little bit downwind. Probably playing about its true yardage today at 561.
Pretty solid.
And this hole is uphill as well. So this one takes 3 real good pokes to get there. even for me. I mean, that was not a partial shot. That was a full wedge that I didn't even get it there. I needed a gap wedge, not a sand wedge. So definitely a little bit of a lucky break there as I got past that water. But hey, that's what you get for smashing your driver sometimes. Sometimes it actually works out. So hit a real nice shot after that. And this one's pretty decent. So even though that shot was pretty good, that chip shot kind of over that little corner of that rough there, we still need this to be the best shot of the hole if we want to save par. Putter's white hot. Can we do it?
Was to save par and to stay in the lead. Beautiful strike.
Yes, we can.
That's a real test of intestinal fortitude right there.
Oh, yeah. That is what we like to see out of the putter. Oh, yeah. Tough par 3 here. Hit that 4-iron on 6 to try to prepare myself for this one. Didn't hit the first one good, though. So, yeah, guys, here is that par 3 that I'm talking about, 197. One of the smaller greens on the course, big old Arthur Hill style pop bunker there on the left. Gotta compress one here. Contact could not have been better on this thing. But it's leaking right. Are we gonna stay in bounds? It crosses the cart path. There's still a little more grass.
Trickled across the path.
I couldn't tell from this angle. I drove
much.
down there so fast. I was like,
Might be okay.
please, please, please. I was puckering up
Barely
so hard.
stayed alive. Not much of a swing.
And relax.
But at least it's our second shot,
breathe.
not our third.
As it stays in by about 2 feet. Thank goodness. I probably should have hit a provisional, honestly, but hey. When you're 4 over through 7, you're not going to want to think about hitting a provisional. So, real tough shot here. All I was really trying to do here was get this on the green. I was like, you know what? This does not have to be a career shot. In order for me to get a little bit of a better angle on that shot, I had to contend with the tree branches a little more. And if you knock a tree branch down, that's actually a penalty. So I made sure that I didn't knock any branches down. I did brush a few leaves off, but that doesn't count. That's not part of the branch. So yeah, I mean, I'm totally fine with this being my third shot. I mean, after that tee shot, I mean, I would say in a high school tournament like the OAA White and Blue, if we played from back on that tee, I bet you half the field would be taking a penalty and going to the drop zone at the ladies' tee or re-teeing if they went out of bounds. So, nice to come out on the better side of the half there. And another real nice putt. One that you'll usually see me be tentative with, right down that hill, about 4 feet. Definitely stayed relaxed on that one. Had a perfect ass shot there. Saw how much better the stance is, not getting all tight with my hips. And boom goes the dynamite on the 9th hole. That is a rocket. Oh, man, that was a great way to finish the 9. Oh, man. So +5 heading into this green. I was honestly pretty proud at the way I played this front 9. I know it was not ideal. I know I had a double bogey, but with the 2 holes that followed being the longest hole in the course, the 561 uphill and the 197 par 3 over water with out of bounds on 2 sides of the green, to be able to go par on those 2 holes, that was a game saver right there. And it's led us to a +5, 41 in 48-degree weather. Pretty solid golf. Pretty solid. All right, so that was a pretty solid front. I'd say my putting was excellent. I made a lot of good ones. A
lot of mid-rangers that went down. That 1 on 8 was real tentative. I took my time with that one. I probably would have got a warning for slow play in a tournament for that one, but it would have been worth it, I'll tell you that much. So there you go. 41 plus 5 on the first 9. Give you a live look at the scorecard here. That's what we got so far. Playing the gold tees at about 6,400 yards. So pretty darn decent. Par in the first hole, that was huge. Bogey, par. I went par, bogey, double. Par, bogey, par. No birdies, but only one double. And yeah, that was just a really bad shot at a really bad time. I could have done that on any other hole, basically, and got away with it, except for number 8, obviously, but I wouldn't have been from that far away. So, yeah, that round could have easily spiraled out of control if I didn't keep my composure after that 6th hole. That putt, when it fell at 7, when it just curled in the right edge there, I was like, that was tasty. That was really nice. That was big. That was real big. So, got a solid chance, honestly, breaking an 80 today. Back 9, in my opinion, is a little bit easier. So that was a front 9, guys, at Fieldstone, the course that I work at. A beautiful Arthur Hills design course. If you guys remember Pipestone, I guess Arthur Hills likes naming his courses stone, anything stone related. That's another one of his courses, Pipestone, out in Miamisburg. That was the first episode of the year. So, yeah, that's about it for now, guys. See you on the back 9. This is Buffalo Ben 15 signing off. Have a good day, everyone.